Okay, what you have here is a 2000 Cadillac STS Seville, and the tie rod that we're going to replace is the outer tie rod, as you can see here. And first thing you need to do is jack your car up, take your wheel off, get your jack stand, safety first. Most of the Cadillacs that are STS or Sevilles from the year 1998 all the way up to 2004 should have similar setup. But anyway, gonna show you what needs to be done here. Tie rod, watch this. Hear that? See that? That ain't right. Ain't no other way around it. It needs to be replaced. The car has been jacked up, wheels been removed, and you got a jack stand securing the vehicle. You're going to take the tie rod out. I'm taking the tie rod out, the outer tie rod, because there also is a inner tie rod. We're not dealing with that. The outer tie rod here is this one, and you're going to first remove this nut here. As you can see, it has a pin in it, and we're going to remove the pin, and then we're going to pull the old tie rod out. Let's do that. What we have here is a nut that needs to come off that's holding the outer tie rod in position. So we're going to use this here, which is a 17 millimeter, and we're going to take that loose, and then we're going to remove the outer tie rod. Now we have removed the outer tie rod from out of its position in here from this assembly. Now, as you can see, a tie rod is not supposed to do that. If you are riding around and your car starts to give you this real violent shake, that is something that needs to be checked. Alignment check is good. This is wrong. Here's what it's supposed to do. Here's the new one. And the new one, it doesn't move like that. When I put it in here, we will compare. That ain't right. Okay, so let's do that now. What we're going to do is we're going to loosen up this bolt back here. Now when you loosen it, you're going to count how many times you turn it clockwise out. Every revolution, it would be 1. Normally it's around 20-25 times, but once you put it in there, put it back, you're going to still need to get an alignment done anyway. But that helps out with the guys at the shop that have to do your alignment. Now again, don't forget how many times you spin this thing out, so when you spin the new one on, it's pretty much at the same. All right, let's do that now. Comparison of the parts. Here's the new part, here's the old part. As you can see with the old part, look at that, look at the new part. Everything is in place. It's stiff. The old part is loose. So we're going to put this on. It took me 21 revolutions from off of this end, and I'm going to take the new one, put it on there, and I'm going to turn it 21 times clockwise. Let's do that now. It is in. What you see here needs to be filled with grease. There's a special grease that they use for that. Make sure you get that at the auto parts store. And then there's a little part that screws into there. Okay. A lot of times you use a grease gun or what have you. On the bottom is where the wing nut or the nut, whatever, goes. And then it also, in most of the kits, they have a little new pin. You don't want to put that old pin back in there, so try to put the new pin in there. This is not a hard job to do. Just make sure you got the right tools, enough time to do the job, and make sure that it's in there securely. You're going to definitely want to go get your alignment checked after you done put the part in there. All right, thanks, enjoy, hope it helps you out. Note for taking out this outer tie rod, sometimes when you take out the old one, it is very difficult to remove it from the assembly. what you do is you get you a hammer or a mallet, and you will hit from here up, and it normally comes out. So keep that in mind. This one didn't need it because when I loosened it up, it just pretty much popped out. But sometimes they're a little stiff and stubborn, and you just have to go ahead and just take a hammer to it. A lot of times they say don't hit the bolt, but hit this part here, the assembly that holds it, because the bolt may turn or may become deformed, and coming out may be very difficult. Sometimes they will even use the pickle fork or the crow's foot type tool that goes in there and pops out, but most time people just take a hammer and hit here and pops the old tire rod out. But their objective is to get it out and put the new one in. This one is fully assembled with the pin inside the nut here. It's been greased and it's ready to go. So put the tire back on. Again, you want to take it to a shop that does alignment checks, and maybe they'll do it for free, maybe they won't, I don't know, but you want to definitely make sure it's on there right, because if you're like me and you have performance 20-inch wheels on the car, you don't want to tear up the tires or the rim because you don't have the tie rod and other parts of the stabilization of the vehicle proper. So make sure you get an alignment check with it. All right, again, enjoy. God bless.